This meeting of the Littleton Licensing Authority will come to order. Rochelle, will you poll the authority, please?
Authority Member Radish.
Present.
Authority Member Gunya.
Here.
Authority Member Price. Authority Member Odell.
Here.
Authority Member Cole.
Here.
Authority Member Forrest.
Here.
Authority Member Mather.
Here.
Thank you. Next order of business is to approve the minutes of the regular meeting, which was October 12th. Before we do that, I'd like to read into the record that the hearing which was scheduled tonight, the show cause hearing for Tavern Littleton, has been continued until the December meeting. I suppose that'll show up in the minutes or somewhere, but
I'll show in tonight's minutes that you stated.
okay. Next item of business is approval of this evening's agenda. Everyone's had a copy and a chance to review it. Do we have a motion to approve?
Mr. Chairman, I so move.
We just did. Oh, we didn't approve them. I take that as a motion, which I will second. All in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No opposed? Minutes are approved. Now we will approve the agenda for tonight's meeting.
And Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Do
Second.
we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approved. Next item of business is item number 10A, Live Higher Incorporated, doing business as Garlic Knots Pizza Pasta, South Park, 1621 Canal Circle, Unit 101. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Do you identify yourself, please?
My name is Kevin Shern. I'm a franchise owner of Garlic Knot Pizzeria, and we're in the process of building one at 1621 Canal Circle, Middleton. I put a presentation together.
I'm sorry?
I put a presentation together. Did you want me to just go through it? I'm
We
sorry.
absolutely love to hear your presentation.
Did you bring some garlic knots?
Pardon?
Did you bring some garlic
I
knots?
did not. And
Oh.
I just ate there, too. So.
And sir, before you start your presentation, Tricia McCarthy, appearing on behalf of the city is going to move to admit Exhibits A, waiver of hearing and objections to process, Exhibit B, affidavit of posting of premises, Exhibit C, proof of publication, Exhibit D, liquor authority communication with attachments, Exhibit E, petition information, and Exhibit F, public hearing sign-in sheet. And I believe everyone has a copy of those items.
Correct.
I move that we approve the admission of exhibits A through E. F.
Mr. Chairman, if we could have some discussion.
Pardon me?
It's been so, I need a discussion after the motion's been approved. Okay, go ahead.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
However, the point of discussion is, while I admittedly very picky, I believe that the address is 1621 West Canal Circle. Technically, well, all the documents but one do not have the indication that it's west. I know that's picky, but I would like to amend that the address is 1621 West Canal Circle.
Is that the correct address of
Yes.
your business, 1621?
Yes, sir.
Where was the wrong address?
It's on all the documents but one towards the end. It indicates that it's 1621 Canal Circle, and I believe technically it is 1621 West Canal Circle. As I said, I know that's really minor, but just for the sake of accuracy.
That may be correct, but the lease itself is 1621 Canal Circle.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that a motion? Would you like to make a motion?
Yes, I would like to make a motion that it be amended that and noted that the address is 1621 West Canal Circle, Unit 100.
So you know, because it's already all been sent to the state.
All right.
Do we have a second to the motion? We don't have a second.
All right.
The motion is rejected. And now now you may continue with your presentation.
Thank you. So the Garlic Knot is a New York-style pizza pasta restaurant modeled after a typical New York pizzeria and has been in operation for over 10 years. I'm currently opening one, but there's one off of Kipling and Chatfield. It was the first one to open in the area, actually the first one to open. We offer dine-in, lunch, and dinner, as well as pickup and delivery. Our hours of operation are Sunday through Thursday, 11 to 9, and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10. We have seating for about 65 people in our dining room, and an additional 20 people in a party room. The Garlic Knot menu consists of a New York-style pizza, pasta, calzones, hot heroes, salads, ice cream, and of course our great garlic knots that we offer. We are family and community oriented. A customer visiting us on a Friday night is likely to wait to be seated and to see many young families with children. Like the other garlic knots, we plan on developing very strong community ties. We plan to cater lunches for many of the local schools and be heavily involved in fundraising efforts to support our community. In speaking to some of the people in our community, we feel that the pizza and pasta restaurant that serves beer and wine to complement their meals is needed. In some cases, there will be a community. I was speaking to some community members, and they don't go to a pizza place without beer and wine. As the economy has fallen, the people of the community are seeking out more affordable dining experience where they can enjoy beer and wine. They simply can't afford to go out or go to a higher-end, more expensive restaurant to enjoy a glass of wine with their dinner. We feel that our garlic knots can meet the request of the community to serve beer and wine. I myself have managed restaurants in Colorado since 1995. That includes Red Robin, Lone Star Steakhouse, and Olive Garden. Our current garlic knots, beer and of the current garlic knots, beer and wine makes up about 5% of the sales of each of the restaurants. I've been a general manager with Olive Garden and Lone Star, and have been a bar manager with Olive Garden and Red Robin. These concepts have been restaurant first and use their adult beverages to enhance the experience of their guests. I will personally be training all managers and team members in alcoholic service, and will require them to take classes in the TIPS program. We will ask every beer and wine customer for IDs as per our policy. 18 years or older, being overseen by 21-year-old supervisors, will serve as well as managers. New team members hired will be trained by myself. Any questions?
What are your hours of opening?
We're open Sunday through Thursday. We're open from 11 to 9, and then Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
One question I have in your application, question number 9, that refers to the presence of a school within 500 feet of your establishment. You didn't check yes or no on that. Is there a reason why you didn't check that?
There was a child care center, and we didn't know whether or not that qualified as a school in the parking lot.
I'm aware of that daycare center, preschool center there.
Yeah, but it is no longer there. But I mean, just the same. That's why we didn't know how to answer that question.
City Attorney, do you know if that school qualifies as a school in terms of this prohibition against an establishment 500 feet?
No, I don't believe it does, but did you say it's closed also?
I think it is closed.
It is no longer there.
That school is closed now. It used to be there at the,
Oh, it is? Okay.
people who had the, rented the building or leased the building that you're in now previously had a liquor license there, and in their application, that school was not, or that, excuse me, kitty care was not considered a school. It was a private place where they just took in the kids and basically kept them for a day, not considered, quote, quote, schooling them.
Okay, that was my question, whether it be considered a school or not, and I thank you for clearing that up. One other question on your individual history record, item number 10, you mentioned a deferred sentence to a speeding ticket. Was that a DUI deferred to speeding, or?
It was when I was in college, DWAI, and it referred to a speeding ticket
Okay.
back in '89. Yes, sir.
1989.
Yes, sir. I believe that's the date.
I'd make note that that was many years ago.
When he was very young. Anyone else have any questions?
I'm looking at the possible restaurant plan. Will you have any outside seating, or do you plan to have any outside seating?
We do plan on having outside seating. As current, we don't have fencing. We have a fence on one side of it, but we need to make sure we understand that the laws state that we have to fence that in.
Some sort of barrier, right?
But there will be no alcohol served until that barrier is put up.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
If I may go back to your application.
Excuse me.
I noted that you were not born in the U.S.
No, sir.
and you did not indicate how you got a citizenship.
Sorry. I was born on a military Air Force base, Misawa, Japan. So
I assume that since your Social Security number indicated a Mississippi. So
yeah, that's my family's from Mississippi.
you are the president and the general manager, correct?
Yes, sir.
And your wife is the CEO and the secretary.
Yes, sir.
I won't ask which one's in charge.
I don't think it needs to be asked.
He's a married man.
Is it your intention to have your wife testify also, or are you answering all questions?
I'm answering the questions. That's fine.
I noticed that she had a conviction, but there was not a date on it.
Probably, I don't know. It's 4 years ago.
Excuse me?
It was 4 years ago.
4 years ago? Okay. Yeah, I won't go into any more about it, Dan. I just was wondering whether or not it was very recent or a little bit longer. Also, I noticed on your wife's application, she did not state where the funds would be coming from. I understand you were putting up almost $138,000.
Yes, sir.
I believe, and according with your application, it's coming out of your retirement fund.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
139 or 138, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, there was no indication on your wife's, but you did have it on yours. So. I understand you've taken out a 5-year lease,
Yes, sir.
and it's, according to the lease, your intent to become operational is the 1st of January?
Yes, sir. We're going to certainly
Is that
try.
still your plan?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Your lease talks about a grease trap.
Yes, sir.
You plan to have a grease trap in there, or?
We have one.
Oh, what do you use it for?
Trap grease.
Trap grease.
I know.
Literally.
No, I
Per code, we need one.
for what, sir?
Per the code, the code of the area, we need grease trap. It's 1,100, I think 1,100 gallons of grease
Okay.
trap there.
In Littleton, all restaurants have grease traps.
Do they really?
Keep the cooking grease from going
Yeah.
down the sewer.
Well, I didn't know there was cooking grease in a pizza place.
I think they're still required to do that by the
Yeah, but-
city, even if they don't fry anything.
The oils and things like that will be cooking, or that will be washing pans and things like that, go to the grease trap, so they don't go to the city sewer.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You submitted 2 drawings or 2 restaurant plans. One, I think, was called a proposed plan, one was called an actual restaurant plan. I commend you on the restaurant plan for highlighting the kitchen and also where you plan to store your beer and wine. But I couldn't help but note when I looked at the 2 that there were some differences. As I walk in the front door, I see some chairs or something there, a table and chairs straight ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of like a half bar like this, where people can sit up, and if they choose to, just like a single person comes in, they can sit up there and just have pizza right there for a quick lunch pizza, without the formality of the dining room.
Is there going to be an actual bar area?
No,
Okay, that was part of what looked difference between the 2 drawings.
no, sir.
And you've already indicated you're going to have the patio, and that's showing on it.
Yes, sir.
And you mentioned fence. Is it, there's one door from inside the restaurant out to the patio?
Yes, sir.
Will it be a gate or a door from the patio outside?
Yes, sir.
There will be?
Yes, there'll be 2.
How will you control that to make sure people don't carry alcohol outside?
We'll probably just have a latch on it as far as that, and then make sure we train our servers to keep an eye on that, and just educate our servers and the general public that they're not supposed to be out there.
You're aware of the fact you cannot just give them an open bottle and let them carry it off premises?
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you. You mentioned your hours of operation, I think, for most of the week ended at 9.
Yes, sir.
But that was interesting because you're required to keep your sign turned on until 10.
Yeah.
I just thought that was...
Little extra advertisement there.
I have no other questions, sir.
Any other members have questions?
I'd like to, I'd like to bring up Kelly Peters. She did she talked to the public. Yeah.
Sorry, I lost my shoe. This is Kelly Peters from Esquire Petitioning Services. We were retained by Garlic Knot to do the needs and desires survey of the area for the new hotel, restaurant, liquor license for Garlic Knot Pizza and Pasta South Park. In doing this, we did a total of 550 door knocks. And we did this survey as we do all surveys, that is, that we carried the clipboard around, made sure the people were familiar with the general location, made certain that they were familiar with the issue at hand. We had signature pages on which people could sign in support of or in opposition to the issuance of the license. And then we also had data sheets on which we recorded the response to each either business door or contact or residential door knock. So in doing it, we had 550 door knocks, and we had 175 people, our residents who signed in support, 30 businesses who signed in support for a total of 205 signatures, a total of 98.1 signatures in support. We did have 3 signatures by residents who signed in opposition, and that was roughly 1.4%. And we had 1 resident who signed stating they were neutral, and they just didn't care. So in subsection D of the report, we put the reasons why people signed in opposition to the issuance of the license. 2 people stated that there was an abhorrence to alcohol or generally could not sign in support of an alcoholic beverage, and that was 0.9. 1 person just didn't want to give us a reason. So in looking at subsection E of the report, we had a total of 205 residents or people who signed in support of the issuance of the license. 0 signed in opposition based on the fact that there was no need, and that brought it up to 100%. So, of course, that's a very, very strong survey. Even with hotel and restaurant liquor licenses recently, that shows that there's a strong evidence that there's a need and a desire in the neighborhood for an additional liquor license for the garlic nut.
I thought I looked through the petitions and saw that there were no businesses in opposition. Is that correct?
There were no businesses in opposition. No.
And several of the businesses were businesses that have liquor licenses, so
Yes.
no one is opposed to this.
No, I think they're interested in getting people into that area and, you know, starting a thriving business area around that location. So they were quite favorable for it.
Kelly, I notice you have 38 ineligible contacts. How do you keep count of that? I mean, they're not listed in the.
What they usually are businesses that they don't have an owner or a manager available. It's just, you know, an employee, or there's somebody in the house who is a babysitter or who doesn't live there. So in our data sheets, we keep track of anybody who may be ineligible.
Oh, okay, those are data sheets you keep, but we do not have.
No. No, these are the data sheets, and so we keep track of all of those, you know, like businesses here that that they don't have an owner or a manager available.
So you account for every person that you talk to?
Yes, or don't talk to. We're very accountable.
Any members have any other questions? City Attorney have any input?
No, I don't.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Yeah.
Peters. Anyone care to make a motion, which we can discuss after the motion?
I have, if I may, I'd like to go back to the facility itself. How many doors do you actually have into and out of the facility?
Three.
You have the front door, You have a door out of the kitchen, correct?
We have a front door, we have one to the patio, and then there's one that leads out back.
Okay, it almost looked like there might be two out back. That's one of the things I was wondering. And you do not show a door on beer and wine storage area. Will it be?
The beer and wine storage area is going to be a walk-in cooler.
Okay, will it be locked or anything? When people aren't there?
We'll probably chain it up, the kegs. In looking at the other garlic knots, they use kegs of wine, and we'll probably be chaining them up. I don't know if they require. I mean, whatever they require us to do. If we need to create a cage there, we can cage it. As we haven't even started building it yet, so we're more than happy to cage whatever off. And I don't know.
So I'm mainly concerned when you're not open, when the premises is empty, and making sure that somehow the beer and wine is secure.
Fair enough. Absolutely.
How many employees do you intend to have?
I'm looking to start about 10 to 15 employees.
And you plan to train all of them personally?
Absolutely. And I also want them to do tips. If you look at, I've been doing this a long time. I have had some unfortunate incidents with it. I've got a pretty good record as far as since '95 being a bar manager, being a general manager, and I find it's just more effective if the general manager trains the person personally. If they're going to be handling your beer or your liquor, period, it just seems to stick that much more. It also, the ongoing training is going to be, and I was discussing, I saw the policies of the company, and I have a pretty good idea of how I want the IDing process to be. Just making sure that we don't accept what we call vertical IDs. One of the company I'm with, they had an incident where they had a violation at one of the restaurants, and what happened was one of the servers came out and just said, "Hey, why do we accept vertical IDs?" It's real simple for a server to look at a vertical ID and know that person's under the age of 21. They make it real simple that way, and that way they can check the ID, and if it's vertical, we don't accept it, and it just makes a pretty easy process. But as far as training, the tips program, I've had a lot of success in bringing the actual tips program to the restaurants that I manage and training the team as well. So, I mean, those two things should be pretty effective, and they've proven to be pretty effective with my experience.
You have a very good background. You also mentioned that you worked at Olive Garden.
Yes, sir. 10 years.
It's not listed on your application. When was that?
That was 95 to 205 or so.
Oh, okay, that was
Really?
the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to answer this question, but curiosity on my part, why didn't you become an LLC?
Well, I don't know. It's just, in talking, we went around and around. We probably should, we thought about it, but at that time we didn't. So we started out, I don't know. Yeah, I don't, you're not the first one to ask me that. And for the most part, my experience doesn't lie with developing and making corporations. I'm more of an operator myself, so probably hindsight's 20/20. Yeah, I don't know if I can really answer that.
Yeah, I was just interested to hear
Your satisfaction, sir.
Who's Mr. Seagraves? Who? William Seagraves?
Yeah, that's the address in the lease, the contact.
It's not in the lease. It's in the filing for the Secretary of State for incorporation of the.
What's the first name on that?
Article of Incorporation, William R.
William R. Seagraves and Parker.
So here's what happened. Originally, we wanted to take the 401K, and we wanted to roll it over and use the 401K. And this was a while ago, so please bear with me. And he was creating what's called an S corp from a 401K. And then I had a conversation with a CPA, and he goes, "Yeah, it's sort of legal." And he goes, "It's legal, but you never know. It's kind of iffy. So we changed it to a C corp, and we put Bill aside, and we took the we ate about $4,000 from that. It was one of those hindsight 2020 things, and we turned it into a C corporation because I don't want to be. It's just not the way I do business, you know. Even if it's the slightest remotely chance of something being questioned or scrutinized or illegal, I'd really rather not go there for obvious reasons. So that's why I don't. I mean, I talked to Bill. Bill was actually the head of the company for what he's working with, Firefox funds or something like that. And I was actually speaking to his one of his employees, but we took a hit and we decided to go a different direction. So
Thank you.
you're very welcome.
Will your wife be part of the daily operation of the restaurant?
Yeah, she's going to help me out.
Are you going to train her too?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, she's going to be training. Absolutely. I don't think. I mean, she doesn't have the experience as far as the alcohol that I have. So I mean, yeah, she's going to be taking the tips class, and she'll also be taking a food class that I'd like her to take. Is a food safety course that I believe it's the state that offers. So it's
Thank you.
good. You're very welcome.
I have no further questions.
Thank you. I think what remains is for me to entertain a motion to approve. Do I hear such a motion?
Does council have any questions first?
No, I don't. Thank you.
No one wants to make the motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the resolution of the Littleton Licensing Authority be approved, which grants Live Higher Inc., doing business as Garlic Knots Pizza, Pasta, South Park, 1621 Canal Circle, number 100, Littleton, Colorado, a beer and wine liquor license contingent upon approval from the Colorado Bureau of Investigation and the Colorado Liquor Enforcement Division, and based upon the following findings of fact. 1, that the needs of the neighborhood are not now being met, and 2, that it is the desire of the adult inhabitants of the neighborhood that the license be issued.
I second the motion. Any discussion on the motion?
I believe it's been very straightforward and answered all questions. The application appears to be complete. I see no reason not to approve it.
I would agree with that. Rochelle, would you poll the authority, please?
Authority Member Bradish?
Yes.
Authority Member Gunia?
Yes.
Authority Member Odell?
Yes.
Authority Member Cole?
Yes.
Authority Member Forrest?
Yes.
The motion is approved. Congratulations. Good luck to you.
You think you'll make your 1 January date for opening?
Going to make reservations?
I don't know. I might.
Got almost 2 months.
Thank you.
I see no other items of business scheduled for this evening. We'll skip down to item 15, reports. Any reports from the staff?
No.
Any reports or issues from the authority members?
I would make note of the what do you want to call it, memorandum or letter or note that we got from the acting city attorney. I don't know if that should be made official somehow or not, or,
It was just something, just informational for you.
An explanation, as I interpreted it.
fair enough.
And a very good one, too. It was really clear.
Well, I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
I second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.